I find it difficult to replace my more deep-seated limiting beliefs that I've always had, and more so, put new beliefs in action, especially in times of stress. Do you know how I can do that?
You must first disabuse yourself that it is difficult to alter a limiting belief. If you believe it is difficult, then you will experience that. The reason, though, why you perceive that it is difficult is because your daily observations of other people and other events continue to confirm your limiting and false beliefs. And so then you believe that it is difficult. Remember then that the alteration of a belief is a choice. And you have seen the movie, The Matrix, where the red pill and the blue pill is presented. And it is that simple. And it is that simple to alter a belief. Understand that a belief is a habit of thought that you continue to think. Most of humanity is lazy with respect to the focusing of their thought. And so then you can understand that just as this false belief or this limiting belief was created through first the repetition and then of course the materialization in your own reality of the limiting and false beliefs that you assimilated, then you can understand that it is the forming of a new habit and belief that can aid you in altering your reality. However, it does require a certain level of examination regarding the false and limiting beliefs that you have. The identification of anything being difficult for you or anything being hard is simply a belief. For instance, there are many who would like to alter their physical form. So I will answer this question in conjunction with today's opening topic of health and wellness. There are some that would like to alter their physical form so that it presents itself in this reality as a more healthy body. And this can be viewed at from several different perspectives. I will only talk about one or two. One way to do that is to use the creative force of creating mental images in your neuronal construct, meaning using your imagination to imagine yourself in the body that you would like, you see. And in this way, the brain, in its neuronal processes, is going to, after repetition, be able to translate the imagination components into your physical reality. For your habit of thought then regarding your physical body is the one that you create every day through your imagination. Indeed, I have said for people experiencing the ages of 50, 60, and 70 and more, that if they want to enjoy more vitality in their current daily lives, it is more than appropriate for them to imagine themselves enjoying the experiences of daily life in a body when they were 29 years old, 25 years old. Now, it does not seem that that would be effective, but it is, because the images that are created within your brain are the ones that you are focusing on in your present point of power, which is this moment. And the repetition of imagining yourself in a healthy body at 25 years old, doing the things that you might enjoy, like hiking or canoeing or kayaking, or simply going on all-day adventures with a friend, which a healthy body would be needed for, is the information that's going to be translated to your physical body. And the cells and atoms and molecules of your body will respond, as they always do, to every thought you have, you see. So it is very beneficial for you to say, in that instance, take time every day, a few minutes, to imagine yourself in the body that you would like, having the health that you would like. And instead of focusing then on what the body is right now. Focus on, in your imagination, what you would like to do with a healthy body, meaning you're focusing then on the activities that you would like to do with a healthy body. In this way, the healthy body simply becomes a means to an end. And in this way, you are diverting your thoughts from the challenges arriving at a healthy body, and you're focusing more on the end activities that you would like to do with a healthy body. And that's important. That's an important mental exercise that you can do with your body. The same can be applied with anything that you want to create in your reality. And so if you would like to, some of you would like to have a pool in your backyard, do not imagine the steps you think you might take to being able to have that pool become a physical manifestation in your reality, in your backyard. Just imagine yourself enjoying the pool in your backyard. From that, your consciousness will provide you with impulses and ideas of things to do that will move you along points B, C, D, and E, and you will eventually have that manifestation, you see. And so it may seem like a nuance. Most of you are fixated on the dilemmas involved, on how something is being created. Understand this about your multidimensional self. You are leveraging the power of creation of all that is every day with your thoughts, which means your present moment is your most powerful, because whatever it is you're thinking right now is what you're creating. And so if you create a daily ritual where you are in your mind, you have already created that which you are desiring. And today we are speaking about healthy bodies, so you can create that image in your mind. You will find that for those of you who are experiencing ages of 60s, 70s, and 80s, just this one mental process alone, you will begin to feel more energy within your daily experience, just from the simple act of imagining yourself as a young, exuberant 25-year-old doing fun things that you would like to do now. And so it is understanding then how your consciousness is in physical form here. You would understand then the power of your mental thoughts, the power of your mental focus. So going back to your question, if you believe it is difficult, then it will be. But it does not have to be. You can understand that nothing is impossible for you here. There are certain minor limitations. You cannot grow a new limb and so on and so forth if it is lost. Howsoever, what you can do is alter your reality by using your mental focus on a daily basis without incorporating the thoughts of you that are generated from your limiting and false beliefs. If you believe you are poor and you will never have enough money to create that pool in your backyard, you are naturally going to want to try to think of all the ways that you would be able to create that money. Instead, simply focus on using your imagination to see yourself enjoying that pool. Your multidimensional self will respond. You are using the energy of creation, you see. That is what makes you an unlimited being. The power that you are leveraging is unlimited. So be careful with your words. It is difficult to is not the phrase of an unlimited multidimensional being, which is what you really are. The question becomes, do you believe that you are an unlimited, eternal, multi-dimensional being leveraging the power of creation in physical form? You believe that or you don't. And so there are those, another example, who want to create a healthy body so that it can do many other things. Weight loss is the biggest mind game when it comes to health and well-being. And many think and have been taught to believe that there are certain components that must be integrated into one's regimen in order to achieve this, ignoring the most important component, which is your mental thoughts about it. If you do not trust your body, and you do not think that your body can process sugars adequately, you're going to deny yourself a donut. But every time you deny yourself, you're affirming the false belief that your body cannot be trusted. Every time you say, I cannot have that piece of fried chicken, you are affirming that the belief that your body cannot be trusted. And it can, you see. When you say, I cannot do that physical exercise, or I cannot go walking because I have bad whatever, knees, legs, feet, you are affirming the idea that there is something wrong with your body. There's nothing wrong with your body. There is an error in your thinking that is creating a symptom or illness in your body that you are experiencing. If you address the error in your thought, the symptom no longer has a reason to exist in your experience, you see. And so the work then does not become challenging the body from an outside perspective. The work is inner work. It is mental work, but it is the place where most humans are lazy. It is not accepting the understanding that it is that simple. It is only made to be more complex if you believe it is more complex. And if you believe it is more complex, which is not to say that there are things outside your understanding that you would not label complex. What I am suggesting is that you can have the belief that your evolution is easy, that your life here is easy, that you can attract anything that you want. And whatever it is that you don't know right now, your multi-dimensional self can be trusted to bring to you whatever clarity you need to move forward and become the master creators that you were born as, you see. So here, a certain measure of care then is required with the thoughts that you say. There are people who want to be able to heal themselves, and yet they will not withdraw themselves from the conversation or observance of what is going on with politics. They do not see the correlation between how they are using their present moment of power as it relates to their evolutionary ability, their expanding ability to, by focused thought and will, heal their own bodies. There are some that want to continue conversations of judgment upon others, not understanding the reverberating effect that if you see someone outside of you that you think is less than, you are simply acknowledging that you see yourself as less than. If you want to know what you believe about you, then just understand what you believe about others. And that correlates and directly impacts your body's ability to maintain its natural state of well-being. And many people do not understand that the opinions and the judgments that they form on others is actually harming their own bodies. For if they understood and could accept unconditionally from the viewpoint of unconditional love, that every human being on this planet is also an unlimited, eternal, multi-dimensional being having a physical experience. Each one is uniquely creating their reality from the perspective of learning that they came here to achieve. Then you wouldn't have some opinion or judgment. You would understand that they are also you and you are them. And so it is interesting for us to see so many people who are along their awakening journey, walking well into their evolutionary path, and yet they still find the conversations of what is going on politically in their hemisphere and what is going on politically within the world. They think that they can achieve both, not understanding that the desire to do the one is impacting the other. Now, you would never have imagined that the habitual dousing yourself in a potentially meaningless conversation when it comes to politics is what is impeding your awakening journey. Moreover, it's actually manifesting as symptoms in your body. Michelle has friends that are constantly saying, so and so said this and so said that. Did you see that? And she always has to say no, because she understood that she desired more her expansion than she desired to be able to have conversations of that nature with most people. And that the people that were in her sphere were going to have to just love her enough to understand that she wasn't going to be able to be useful to them when they wanted to have those conversations. And they have, because she offers the same unconditionalism to them as well. And so when creating anything, whether it's health and wellness in your own physical body, whether it's creating the pool in your backyard, or you want to create more loving relationships in your reality, it all stems from your focused moments in your present. It all comes from how you are utilizing and leveraging the power of creation when you are moving energy more towards your ability to experience the desired outcomes that you would like here, as opposed to the undesirable that you have been. Everything that you want can be had. If you want more loving relationships, you can have them. If you want a more healthy body, you can have them. If you're an older person that wants to experience the energy of a 25-year-old, you can. You can have anything you want here if you would but utilize and leverage the power of your focused thoughts. One way is imagination. Another way is examining your false and limiting beliefs and to identify them in the ways that I have suggested. But even if you are not successful every day finding a false and limiting belief, you can use your imagination every day. You can do that. You can take time for yourself to meditate every day, because your reality is your number one priority. The things that you want, the delicious experiences that you want to experience, the joy and the higher levels of exuberance and the releasing of your spontaneous creativity within your physical reality is your number one priority. And do you know what that means? That means you are number one on your list. So of course you can make time to use your imagination. Of course you can take a few minutes out of your day to meditate, because you and your experiences are the most important thing to your becoming a master creator, and your believing that you are that worthy is integral.